Hey everyone, these notes are on vertical and horizontal lines. So the first thing it asks you to do is to plot out these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video, please, and graph out all of those points, and then we'll go through and answer these questions here. So as you can see, these lines form a horizontal line right here. These points, form a horizontal line. And don't forget your arrows because we are drawing a line and lines go on forever. So here we'll have our arrow right here. All right, cool. So what kind of a line will you get? We just decided that it would be a horizontal line. And then it says to choose any 2 points and find the slope of the line. So for, hopefully you already know what the slope is, but let's go through this is good practice for finding slope. So I will choose 7, 8 and -6, 8. So to find the slope, remember the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we know that the y2 is the 8 here and the y1 is this 8. So we'll do 8 minus 8. We know x2 is -6 and x1 is 7. So I would say -6 minus 7, and 8 minus 8 is 0. -6 minus 7 is -13. So the slope of this line is 0. And my bad, I didn't mean to put an M here. I meant to put an A there. Okay, cool. Then it asks us to find the equation of a line. Well, remember, the equation of a line is y equals ax plus k. And now we know that a equals 0. And we just need to choose any point we like and sub it in to solve for k. So I'm just going to choose the point 7, 8 because it's right here. So I'm going to sub in 7, 8. So when I do that, I end up getting here. I'll start by saying y equals 0x plus k. And then I end up getting 8 equals 0 times x, which is 7 plus k. Well, 0 times 7 is 0, so this ends up being 8 equals k. So that means that the equation of my line is y equals 0x plus 8, because the a is 0 and the k is 8. But a shorter way of writing that is I can just simply say y equals 8. So the next question says, what do you notice is always the same in each coordinate? So hopefully you see that the y value is always going to be the same in each coordinate when I have a horizontal line. And it's not a coincidence that that y value is 8. It's also not a coincidence that our y-intercept is 8. I mean, every single y value is going to be 8. So here, we know that every y value is going to be 8. So how's your observation number 6? How's your observation in question number 5 related to your answer number 4? So if every y value is equal to 8, then our equation is y equals 8. So for example, if I have 2 points that are at like 2, 4, for example, and 8, 4, and I connect those dots right here, I can automatically see that the slope of my line is 0, the y-intercept is 4, so the equation of my line would be y equals 4. Sorry, this says the k equals 4, right? Because the y-intercept is 4. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Don't worry about graphing out the point 312, but pause the video, please, and graph out the remaining points. So as you can tell here, we get a different kind of line. This time we have a vertical line. And this one, my friends, is a very tricky one. So for this question right here, first of all, we'll say that this is a vertical line. We want to find 2 points and find the slope of the line. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'll use the first point and the last point. So remember the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is 9 here and y1 is -8. So I would do 9 minus -8. Remember that turns into a positive. And then in the denominator, I would do x2 minus x1. So I would get 17 in the numerator, but 0 in the denominator. And do not forget that if you have 0 in the denominator, your slope is undefined. So the slope here is undefined because the line is getting steeper and steeper and steeper, right? Like this line is less steep than this line is. And as I get steeper and steeper, the slope is getting larger and larger and larger. It's approaching infinity. Okay, so I can't say what the slope is. So what does that mean for finding the equation of a line? Well, the general equation of a line is y equals ax plus k, but a is undefined, so there is no a. Like, there's no way that I could figure this out because there is no a. And then the k is your y-intercept. And if you look at your graph right here, this line will never cross the y-axis. So there is no k either. So we can't use y equals ax plus k in this example. So what do we do instead? Well, let's look at question 11 because that's going to help us out. It says, what do you notice is always the same in each coordinate? So in each coordinate, if you notice, every single x value is exactly the same. And every single x value is equal to 3. So how does your observation in question number 11 help you find the equation of the line? The equation of the line is going to have to be x equals 3. Okay. So for example, if I have a line that goes through the points 7, 1 and 7, 8, for example, and then I connect those dots and I see that I have a vertical line right here. That means that the equation of this line, they both have the same exact x value. So it doesn't matter what y is. So we don't even need to put it in our equation. Y could be anything. X would always equal 7. All right, so in summary, again, a horizontal line looks like this. This has a slope of 0, and a vertical line will look like this, and this has a slope that is undefined. There is no slope. So sometimes we'll say undefined, or sometimes we'll just say there is no slope. And then for the general equation of the line, remember with a horizontal line, it was always y equals some number. And that number always happens to be the y-intercept because it crosses through the y-axis at that number. So the general equation of the line is always going to be y equals whatever the y-intercept is. And then the general equation of a vertical line is always going to be x equals, and this time it's not going to be the y-intercept because there is no y-intercept. It would always be x equals the x-intercept right here. So we'll say x equals r, where r is the x-intercept. All right, so let's apply that information right here. So for questions 16 through 19, graph the lines on the graph paper. So here, if it's y equals 9, it means y will always be 9. So here, for example, y is 9 here because this coordinate is 0, 9. If I go to this coordinate here, it would be 8, 9. Here is 0, 9, right? Any coordinate of 9 for my y value will be on my line. This point right here, for example, would be -5, 9. So all these points right here will always work. So y equals 9 is going to be a horizontal line, and it's going to go through right here. So it's going to look just like this. So this equation right here is going to say y equals 9. And because it's a horizontal line, the slope is 0. Also, we can look at it and see, oh, it's y equals 0x plus 9. So my slope is going to be 0. Okay, awesome. For x equals -4, this time all my x values will always equal -4. So I'm going to draw a line that goes through x equals -4 right here. Make sure you don't go through y equals -4, so don't have it cut through the y-axis. Always have it cut through the x-axis. So x equals -4 is going to be this line right here. So we'll say x equals -4 right here. And I'm just going to label x and y so you can see that it cut through the x-axis at -4 and not the y-axis. So here, it does not follow the y equals mx plus b format because here there's no slope and there's no y-intercept at all. So the slope is going to be undefined. Okay. For number 18, y plus 7 equals 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate my y right here. So if I have y plus 7 equals 2, I'm going to subtract the 7 to get the y alone, and I get y equals negative 5. So because I have y equals a certain value, then I'm going to have another horizontal line. So I'm going to go ahead and graph out my horizontal line right here at, and I'm going to have it intersect at y equals negative 5, which is right here. So I'm going to draw my line, and it's going to go through y equals negative 5. And that's my equation for my line right here. So because of the fact that it's a horizontal line, our slope is 0. And same thing, my equation is technically y equals 0x minus 9. So my slope is going to be 0. Okay? And then for my last example here, I have x minus 3 equals 4. I don't have a y variable to isolate, so I'm just going to isolate the only variable I see, which is x. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and I get x equals 7. So what that means is I'm going to graph a line through x equals 7 right here. Make sure it goes through the x-axis. So at x equals 7, this is what my line is going to look like right here. I'm going to write the equation on my line, x equals 7. And because it's a vertical line, my slope is also undefined. Okay. All right, and that's it for this video. Let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you in class. Bye.